What's up, Gabe? I
Josh, how you doing, man?
always like to say Gabriel. I don't know why. Is your name Gabriel?
I mean, that's my given name. That's that works too.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I want to take a few minutes and we're going to do a bigger demo this coming week, but we want to talk about the mobile app. It's so important to have a seamless experience between a desktop and a mobile experience. I want to ask a couple things. Remind me, and which I know the answer to, but reiterate to me that it is seamless, and talk about the importance of that, not just for this event, but all sorts of stuff. Why is it so important to have that be a seamless experience?
Yeah, I mean, and that's a great question. I love. There's so many times in my career where someone's like, "We need an app," and you're like, "Well, but why?" And they're like, "I don't know. We just need an app." And it's not wrong. I mean, we do. This app is necessary, but I like to look at it's not that we're checking an app box. What are we actually accomplishing by having an app? And the biggest one to me, especially with what we're really focusing on with this initial release of the app, is being that companion thing. So I'm in person. How do I still connect with the people that are virtual? How do I interact with the sessions where I've got someone watching it virtual, and I've got polls now that we're releasing via the JUNO platform, or there's a chat, or there's Q&A that's going on. How we've gotten used to some pretty cool features with virtual that we actually lose when we go back in person. It's nice we get to see people and say hi and hug them or elbow bump them or whatever, but that ability to ask a question and have that be a really great experience on the virtual, it's kind of nice to have that in person. So that's what this app does. It's really that second screen. Either I could be on my desktop and be on the app, or more importantly, I could be in person. And it's that bridge now to connect with the virtual, as well as kind of have that connection to I could direct message the speaker. I can download the resource materials, the syllabi or the presentation right there on my device. So it's really creating that bridge between all of the great stuff that we got out of virtual and, making that now available in that in-person, which there's good to that too, but we don't want to lose the cool stuff that we got in the last year from virtual.
So one of the things I like is, I feel like it used to be you had this app that was this separate entity that was almost disconnected from the actual physical experience. So it was maybe you could do some things on this app network, or maybe post a picture, but you weren't actually also able to experience it. But that said, there's some pretty cool posting capabilities here as well. So let's talk a little bit about just the ability to post and the feeds and talk about the power of the feeds.
Yeah, and there was, in the before time, there was some cool apps that I got to see. One of the things that I think is really awesome about this is that if I'm going through the effort of creating all the data for my virtual event, I don't have to do it, setting up an app before was a whole separate thing, workflow that you had to do. Now it's I'm already doing that for my virtual hybrid aspect of it. Great. I get the app almost for free in terms of workflow. Yeah. Not all the apps in the before time had this, but some of the cool ones had a real big focus on social. So that ability to have that social wall, to have that feed. It's not just, I need the agenda. Yeah, I need my schedule. I need to know the speakers and sessions and all that stuff. But, that's all kind of static reference material. What's cool is also that ability to check in and say, man, this is such a great, session. This speaker is killing it with a really compelling presentation. That thing where you get to engage a little bit. Right. And, so we like to do that on Instagram and Facebook. This creates that same type of engagement possibility around the event itself. And like I said, we, in my past life at ASAP, we had an app that had a social feed, and it was when we introduced that was a big deal. People loved it. There was a guy that was from Brazil, and he would just post everywhere, and it'd be I forget the guy's name, but it was a hashtag where's Waldo kind of thing, sort of became a celebrity of the show. And that ability to create that, you don't have that necessarily because it's hard to connect when you got 8,000 people. Otherwise, how do you make those connections? So yeah, that social aspect is a really cool way to connect with people. Again, even when you're in person, there's kind of that adding that digital overlay to it is real valuable.
And let's say got stuck at a lunch and there was a session I wanted to get to, but I'm like, goodness gracious, I got to walk 25 minutes to get over there. I'm able to, with the mobile app, I'm also able to jump in and join sessions and stream. And is that right?
Yeah. So right with our first version right now, we're really focused again on that, the chat, the Q&A, all that stuff. But our mobile web has always been able to show a session. And so if I'm in the app and I actually want to stream, I want to, I'm chatting and I'm like, oh, you know what? I need to go out, but I want to keep watching this for some reason. I can flip over within the app seamlessly, watch that stream, continue to see it so I can take it with me. Yep. That ability to it's really like a little communicator. I can kind of go from right there and just walk off and keep watching it.
Yep. And I will be able to network and stuff on it as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, that's what's exciting. I'm excited, man. I think the second screen companion experience, the fact that whatever I do in the app too is automatically going to be on the desktop. So if I want to circle back up afterwards and finish watching or finish a conversation or follow up, it's not like there's this like, oh, I always got to stay on the app. No, whatever you're doing here is going to be on your desktop or your laptop. So that's an important thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, like I said, that's what's so cool because the app used to be separate, right? Because it was like, I'm just creating it for the app. And I didn't really have, we didn't do a lot of hybrid stuff. Unless some people did. It was expensive and it was hard to produce all of that. Now we're doing it. So we might as well take advantage of that setup. And the schedule that I build on the app, I've got that now on my desktop as well. And it can be a session that I go to in person, then I watch another one, online, really making that seamless and having that be a single source of data. Ton of value in doing that rather than trying to cobble together a bunch of pieces and bring that all together. That's just, more work for planners that would have to set up an app and the platform and like, no one got time for that.
Exactly. Dude, I love it. Well, listen, we'll do an actual product demo video first next week, but this is going to be a great, just to tease it out. We'll get some more information for everybody. And man, thanks for just letting us know. We're excited to have this thing launch with PCMA. It's going to be a wonderful experience. Absolutely. And 2022 is going to be a ride. I'm excited.
It's a lot of big things. I was just talking to our UX engineer and she's like, we have a lot of big things coming. So I'll leave it there. I'm gonna just tease it like that. But
exactly.
We're excited internally. We got a lot of big things coming. So
we absolutely
stay tuned. Yeah.
It's going to be great, man. Thank you, dude. Thanks for taking time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Josh.